Imagine a precisely calibrated machine. The metal gears spin effortlessly, but introduce a single grain of sand and the entire system locks up violently. If you manage people, you know this frustration. A team member makes the same mistake twice, or safety protocols get ignored. It is easy to focus on visible actions. This graphic shows our starting point, behavior resting above the waterline. To understand why these actions happen, we must look below the surface. This reveals the massive structure underneath, the context. The environment actually drives those behaviors. Grab a pen and a piece of paper right now. At the very top, write down your single most frustrating, recurring team issue. Managing behavior without addressing the context first is a losing battle. The environment is the true architect of performance. Look at that problem you just wrote down. Take your pen and literally cross it out. This diagram shows how to reframe a typical safety incident. Instead of concluding that a worker was careless, we ask if the environment was safe and clear. The same logic applies to abstract cultural issues. Here we see a communication failure. Rather than blaming poor communication skills, the better diagnostic question asks if your system actually enables a clear flow of information. Write your crossed-out problem again. This time, frame it as a question about your systems, ending with a question mark instead of placing blame on an employee. You cannot effectively solve a behavioral issue until you define it by its environmental root cause. Every action taken by your team links back to a specific, auditable system within your organization. This diagram maps the invisible systems driving visible behaviors, branching from the core employee experience. Top left, physical workspace layout directly impacts safety protocol adherence. Bottom left, the tone set by leadership is the primary mechanism controlling reporting culture. Review your reframed question. Scan this menu of systems and find the specific spoke that most likely influences your issue. Write that system down next to your question. Pinpointing this exact driver ensures you focus your time and energy on the actual mechanism causing the friction. With the exact system identified, we transition from diagnosing the problem to designing the architectural solution. This blueprint outlines 6 foundational pillars of context design. Panel 2 is critical. Making hidden safety standards highly visible in the workspace corrects divergent behaviors immediately. Panel 6 ensures regular audits prevent systems from decaying back into problematic default states. To avoid implementation overwhelm, select exactly 2 of the 6 pillars to apply to your targeted system. Jot down one brief specific action idea for both of the pillars you just selected. Complex organizational problems are defeated through precise, targeted structural redesigns like this, rather than broad, sweeping cultural mandates. At this stage, trying to change the entire department at once will stall your progress. We need radical focus. We are locking in 2 specific commitments. This card asks for your first one, identifying one small, immediate environmental change you can make. This could be as simple as walking onto the floor and physically clearing boxes away from a blocked fire exit. Your second commitment requires a macro-level review. This card asks you to define the single critical system you will personally audit over the next month. For example, you might spend the next 30 days auditing your near-miss reporting software to ensure it actually guarantees employee anonymity. Look back at your paper. Finalize your document by writing down your specific action for tomorrow morning and your specific system audit to complete within 30 days. A concrete plan with exactly 2 actionable steps outpaces vague ambition. Execution requires constraints. Look at the document in front of you. What started as a complaint about a team member is now a precise diagnostic action plan. You are no longer reacting to symptoms. You are deliberately designing the environment. Your final instruction is this. When you walk in tomorrow morning, execute that single, immediate environmental change without exception. Context dictates behavior, and exceptional leaders shape that context.